Never save money? Sounds strange, right? But this story of two childhood friends from a small Indian village will force you to think about savings and investment. In the heart of rural India, nestled between golden fields of wheat and the gentle flow of the Yamuna River, lay a small village called Sundarpur. Like many villages across the nation, Sundarpur was a place where life moved slowly, where neighbors were family, and where the land was both mother and teacher. In this village lived two young men who had been inseparable since childhood, Ramesh and Kishan. They had played together in the dusty lanes, studied under the same banyan tree, and dreamed of better futures while watching the stars from their humble rooftops. Both young men came from similar backgrounds. Their fathers were farm laborers who worked on the lands of wealthy zamindars, earning just enough to feed their families. When the time came for Ramesh and Kishan to begin their own journeys, each received a small inheritance of 5,000 rupees from their fathers. "This is all I have to give you, my son," Ramesh's father said. "Guard it carefully. Save every paisa. Money saved is money earned." Kishan's father, however, offered different advice. "Son, money is like water. If it stays still, it becomes stagnant and it eventually dries up. Let it flow, let it grow, and it will nourish many fields." Both young men took their father's words to heart, but they understood them very differently. Ramesh, following his father's guidance, wrapped his 5,000 rupees in an old cloth and buried it beneath the floor of his small hut. He worked hard as a farm laborer, earning 50 rupees a day during harvest season and barely 20 during the lean months. Every spare paisa went into that buried bundle. "Why do you hide your money like that?" Kishan asked one evening. "It just sits there, doing nothing." "It's safe," Ramesh replied proudly. "When hard times come, I will have my savings to fall back on." "What are you doing with your money?" Kishan smiled. "I bought a cow." Ramesh laughed. "A cow? That 5,000 rupees could have stayed safe for years. Now you have to feed it, care for it, worry about it dying. You've made a foolish choice, my friend." But Kishan didn't see it that way. He woke before dawn to tend to his cow, collected her milk, and sold it in the village market. Within 6 months, the cow gave birth to a calf. Within 2 years, Kishan had 3 cows. The years passed, like monsoon clouds drifting across the sky. In 5 years, Ramesh had saved nearly 20,000 rupees. He felt proud of his discipline. But something strange was happening. The same vegetables that once cost 2 rupees now cost 5. The same clothes that cost 100 rupees now cost 300. His savings, though growing in number, seemed to shrink in power. Meanwhile, Kishan's small dairy had grown to 10 cows. He hired 2 young boys from the village to help him and began supplying milk to the nearby town. He bought a small piece of land and built a proper cowshed. "How did you afford all this?" Ramesh asked, genuine confusion in his voice. "My cows make money while I sleep," Kishan explained. "Every morning there is fresh milk to sell. Every year there are new calves. My 5,000 rupees didn't just sit there, it multiplied." Ramesh dismissed this as luck. He continued saving, convinced that his time would come. In 10 years, Ramesh had accumulated nearly 50,000 rupees in savings. But the world had changed dramatically around him. A bag of rice that once cost 200 rupees now cost 600. Medical expenses had tripled. His children needed school fees, books, and uniforms. Slowly, Painfully, Ramesh began digging into his precious savings, not to grow, but merely to survive. Kishan, on the other hand, now owned a small dairy farm with 30 cows. He had bought 5 acres of land, employed 10 villagers, and even sent his children to a good school in town. He drove a tractor, wore clean clothes, and most importantly, he had peace of mind. One evening, as the sun painted the sky in shades of orange and gold, the 2 childhood friends sat together on Kishan's farm. "I don't understand," Ramesh said, his voice heavy with regret. "We started at the same place. We received the same amount. How did our lives become so different?" Kishan placed a gentle hand on his friend's shoulder. "Do you see that pond over there? The one with no inlet or outlet? The water is green and foul because it never moves. Now look at the river flowing beside the fields. It's fresh, clean, and gives life to everything it touches." He paused, letting the lesson sink in. Our money is no different, Ramesh. When you saved, you thought you were protecting your future. But money that doesn't move loses its value. Prices rise, costs increase, and what could buy a cow yesterday can barely buy a goat tomorrow. I didn't have more luck than you. I just understood that money must move, must grow, must work as hard as we do. A river that flows reaches the ocean. A pond that stays still slowly dries up. Ramesh sat in silence for a long moment. Then, for the first time, he truly understood. The next morning, Ramesh took his remaining savings and bought 2 young cows from Kishan's farm. It was late, but it wasn't too late. Over the following years, with Kishan's guidance and his own hard work, Ramesh slowly built his own small dairy. He never became as wealthy as Kishan, but he learned something far more valuable. That saving money is not the same as growing money. This story holds a truth that most people learn too late. There is a difference between protecting money and growing money. When we save without purpose, we feel safe. We believe we are being responsible. But while our money sits still, the world keeps moving. Prices rise, costs increase, and slowly, the value of what we saved begins to fade. Not because someone stole it, but because it simply stopped growing. Kishan understood something powerful. Money is a tool, not a treasure. A tool is meant to be used. When you put money to work, whether through learning a new skill, starting a small business, or investing wisely, it begins to multiply. It creates opportunities not just for you, but for others around you. This doesn't mean you should spend recklessly or take foolish risks. It means you should ask yourself, is my money working, or is it just waiting? Am I building something, or am I simply holding on to what I have? The beautiful part of Ramesh's story is that even though he realized late, he still took action. He didn't give up. He started again. And that's the real message here. It's never too late to change your approach. Start small if you must. Learn something new. Invest in yourself. Take that first step, because money that moves creates life, but money that sits still eventually fades away. Now I want to hear from you. What is one way you can put your money or your skills to work starting today? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you believe this story should reach more people, please like and share the video and subscribe to our channel so we can keep bringing you stories that inspire and transform. I'll be back again with another powerful story like this. Until then, be patient, stay grateful, and remember, money saved is money earned, but money invested is money multiplied.